Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to share with you the makeup look that I wore at my daughter's recent wedding. So yeah, I thought I would share that with you. I have put pictures of what I wore, my daughter as well, us together on Instagram, so I've put the details below for you, so if you want to visit my Instagram account you can certainly do that to view the images of her. She looked absolutely stunning. Now the makeup that I wore, I used products that I have recently shared with you, some of them anyway, and thank goodness that I practiced the look last week, because if I hadn't, I was extremely nervous on the day. I don't really know why. Me and my younger daughter Ebony, we were extremely nervous, and my daughter who got married, Jasmine, she was not nervous at all, but she looked absolutely stunning. And like I say, the pictures are, there's a couple of pictures for you to view if you'd like. The flowers that are behind me are absolutely beautiful. They are the flowers that my daughter and her husband actually gave me for being mother of the bride, obviously, and they're not going to last forever, but they are doing extremely well. And yeah, another thing is that the mascara that I'm going to share with you today, I didn't even think to put a waterproof mascara on. I didn't even think that I would get too teary-eyed, but unfortunately, as soon as I saw my daughter and my husband walk towards the front, yeah, I cried a lot. So the mascara that I'm going to show you today really coped well with that, and in fact once I started crying, unfortunately I near enough cried through the whole thing. It was so emotional, but obviously it's not every day that your daughter gets married, and she is the first one out of my 4 children to get married, so it was extremely emotional for that day. So like I say, without further ado, I will share with you the makeup look. I have put on my base, so the foundation that I'm using is my absolute favorite. It's the L'Oreal Paris. It's the Infallible 24-hour matte mattifying Infallible foundation. I wear the shade number 12 Natural Rose. So I've put, hope that's the right way around it is, I pop this on. I do have the Kat Von D, but I absolutely love this. This really does make my skin look flawless. My skin is not really that bad, to be honest, but I do like that foundation. I always purchase that on the 3 for 2 offer when that's available in Boots or Superdrug. I've also used today, and I always put this on before my foundation, I'm using this today, which is the Kiko Full Coverage Concealer in 01. So I've added that underneath as well for any discoloration. And then the brow product that I use is always been the same. I mean, I used to use the Benefit, is it brow? It's like a powder. You have to use it with a brush. I don't know what that's called because I've been using this brow pencil for so long. But I started off with that and it didn't really give me what I needed. I have very, very little brow, and I suggest to anybody out there, if you over pluck, you will end up with no brows like I have. So the brow pencil that I use, and it works very well for me, is the Primark PS Love Brow Pencil in medium. I love this, absolutely love it. It's not, you know, it does come off if you rub it or touch it or anything like that, which, you know, I don't seem to have too much of a problem with. I'm just going to touch up this brow actually because it's looking a little bit sparse in the mirror. So I'm just going to add, I mean, I have got a little bit of a brow, but not, you know, not anything that it should be, and that was caused by over plucking, unfortunately. Now what I'm going to do is pin back my hair just to get that out of the way. I think I'm going to put 2 on this side. I've got that side. There we go, that should hold it, hopefully. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the, I always do this, I'm going to start off with the cheek area. And first of all, I'm going to warm up my face with my bronzer. Now, the product that I love, and I have actually got a backup of this, I picked this up because I love this product so much. It is the Makeup Revolution Ultra Pro HD Powder Contour. It's rubbed off a little bit. And I've hit pan on here, and I've nearly hit pan on here. I have also started using this as well. I have ordered the banana powder from Makeup Revolution or Tan Beauty, but I've ordered that to see how I go with that. But I love this product so much, and it is £10, and I've got light to medium here. So I'm just going to go into and it's this one here. And I'm just going to warm up my face. So, and this is exactly what I did on the morning of the wedding. I had my hair up though, and to be honest, I wanted more done with my hair, but I was so, I don't know what it was, I was absolutely fine, and then all of a sudden, it was just as I had started putting on my makeup, and the nerves kicked in. I think it was because all of the rest of the children congregated round here, and it was just a little bit, I suppose, once everybody came round here, I knew it was, you know, it was definitely going to happen. Not that I didn't want it to happen, but, you know, it was, you know, we were then going to go. And I suppose, you know, I was then, I thought to myself, oh my goodness, you know, and I wanted to look my best, and I suppose I was quite nervous about that as well. So yeah, the nerves kicked in, unfortunately, just as I was putting the makeup on, doing my hair, and I had all these pearls to put in my hair, and I couldn't manage to put them in. I was so nervous, and I thought I'd leave those out, and I struggled so much with my hair. So it was quite basic in the end, but to be honest, you know, everything was really, really good. I felt confident on the day, but it was just that moment when they all the bridesmaids were actually in front. They came down the aisle, and then obviously I saw my daughter and my husband, and that was it. I was off. And I'm just not a crier at all. I do not cry very easily, but I suppose, you know, it was such a big thing. So I'm just putting the bronzer over my face just to warm it up. Obviously it's looking a little bit flat, you know, with just the foundation on. So I always do this. Obviously my hand's a lot steadier today, so hopefully I'll make a better job of it, but you never know. I'm now obviously reliving that day, so yeah, it could get a little bit, no, it won't get a little bit tearful. So just obviously warming up my face. It is a very, very bright sunny day here, and obviously the sun is hitting me, so I hope this is all coming off well. So there we are. We've bronzed up the face, and then what I'm going to do now is contour. And again, I always contour with this palette as well, and it's this shade here. I mean, I do have other palettes. I have the NYX palette. I have another couple of palettes from Makeup Revolution, and to be honest, I never used to contour, and it wasn't until I actually got this palette that I contoured at all, because it is, I don't know, it's just a fantastic product. So as I've said in previous videos, to show you how I actually bronze and contour, I've now got a line here because of the bronzer, and it makes it easier for me to contour just because I have quite a round face. It's not like, you know, I'm lucky enough to have chiseled cheekbones. I certainly don't have that. So it just makes it easier to contour. and add a little bit of definition, as if I might have a little bit of a chiseled cheekbone in there. So I'm just going to add that. And I have got my mirror here, so obviously I will be looking down. I have tried to put makeup on in the camera, but it just doesn't work. There, so that's starting now to add a little bit of definition to the face. Obviously you don't want it to be too much. This side will look darker just because obviously the light's hitting me this way. So yeah, I'm just going to get my foundation brush and just make sure that I haven't gone too far over. It's difficult when you haven't got a chiseled face to, to find those points. And obviously I don't really want to pull too many funny faces on camera to find it, but that is basically all I do for that. I don't do anything else. I don't want to chisel. I'm quite happy with how my nose looks. So I'm now going to add the blush, and the blush that I'm using is my favourite. This is obviously, like I say, everything that I used on my daughter's wedding day, and this one is MAC's Rosy Outlook. I have spoke about this before because I absolutely love it. What I wanted was quite a fresh face look with a little bit of a darker eye, and obviously you'll see that as we move on. So I'm just going to add the blush. Now I don't take it too far up. Sometimes I do in the summer if I want to. I never ever go out without a foundation on or some kind of well, to be honest, I always wear foundation anyway whenever I go out. So in the summer, if I want to make out that I've got a tan, I just add a little bit, of bronzer along there. But it's not that, I don't want to damage my skin by getting a tan on my face. So I'm just adding this. It's a lovely, really gorgeous shade this is, because it gives you that, well, exactly as the name suggests, rosy outlook. It gives you that flushed look, and it makes your skin look quite, just a little bit flush, but not too much. I didn't want to be too overdone. And then the highlight that I used was my favourite, which is MAC's Soft and Gentle. I do love pink highlighters. I've had a few, or shown a few new ones over the last month or so, but I always come back to this, and I wanted to keep it quite neutral because the top that I wore was cream. So I wanted to keep it that neutral look. So I'm just going to add that, and I always come down a little bit further. I do like highlight all the way down on the cheek area. If you've got very open pores, then obviously that may just highlight that for you, but I do like it coming down quite low, as you can see. And I did wear quite a lot of highlight, and then I always pop it on the tip of my nose. I did actually start putting it on my Cupid's bow, but to be honest, I'm not really keen on that look, only because it really does highlight the fact that you're wearing highlight, and I want to try and keep, everybody is going to know that I'm wearing makeup, but I want to try and keep it as natural as possible. So that's the cheek and face done. Now we move on to the eyes. Now last week before the wedding, I was practicing, to see, what kind of makeup and look do I want to use, and I actually started to use this palette. Now I collected these from Morphe. I really, really, really wanted that Morphe palette, the Jaclyn Hill Favourites, and I did actually manage to pick up quite a number. There are some gaps in this, and this is something that I've obviously collected separately. I wanted to, just have the shades that Jaclyn Hill thought were great for Morphe, because you know she is such a, I absolutely love watching Jaclyn Hill. She is she was my first actually inspiration on YouTube, and yeah, I really wanted this, but it's just unfortunate in the UK that we don't get a lot of the Morphe palettes. So I wanted to use shades out of here, and the one that I use to start with is this one. So these are all in, you know, as they would be in the palette, and I used this one here. What I'll do is I'll see if I can find the name of it. I'll take this out, so I won't do that now, and then I'll find the name or the number of it and then pop it down below for you. So that's the one that I'm going to use. It's quite a neutral shade. So I'm just going to get my trusty Primark eyeshadow brush, the tapered one. These are £1 in Primark, and I'm just going to pop that on the brush and then pop that on the eye. Now I put this in the crease and a little bit higher up because I wanted it in the crease, but I also wanted it as a bit of a transitional shade as well. So I'm going to take that up a little bit further. And I'll just add more of that. I absolutely love this. It looks so boring in the pan. It doesn't look anything in the pan at all. But when it goes on the eye, it is just a fantastic shade. And I can see why Jaclyn Hill popped this in the palette, because it is amazing. It looks, you know, like a, I suppose like a rosy brown, but on the eye, it really does look very, very flattering for both blue or brown or green eyes. You know, whatever colour you have, this shade is going to look phenomenal. So I'm just taking that up a little bit. And thankfully I wasn't the only one crying at the wedding, so I didn't, you know, I did stand out, but I wasn't the only one. The bridesmaids who were sitting actually behind me, all of those were crying. So, you know, I was in good company. So I just added that until I got the correct definition that I wanted. It's a gorgeous shade. And then I deepened it in the crease. Let me just make sure I've got the right shade. I know, I did go for the one beside it, that's right. I had to remember them because I remember a couple of days before I used this one, but I didn't. I used this one beside it to give a little bit of definition. So I'm just going to add that into the crease. Again, I'll find the name of it and then pop it down below for you. So this I've just put on the tip of the brush. It is the same brush, and I'm just going to deepen that a little bit. Not too much. I didn't want it too dark, because the lid, I'm going to put quite a dark colour on the lid, and then on the other eye so just blend that in just like that, and that was it. That's all I did there. So then on to the, I'm going to do the under eye lastly today. I usually do it next, but I'm going to do that lastly. Now the next item that I used was the NYX Lingerie, and this one is in Evening Spell. You would have seen me popping this on a couple of, I think it was not last week, the week before, in another look. This is actually why I bought these. So I'm just taking that off, and then I'm just going to pop it on the eye, the first eye. You don't have to worry about being too careful where you're putting it at this stage. The only thing that I would say is just make sure that you don't open your eye until the product has dried. So that's that one. You can't do two eyes at once. You do have to do it one at a time because it is a wet product. It's a liquid eyeshadow, just like their liquid lipstick. And I can feel that it's now drying. So I've got one of my Wilko brushes. These are 95p. They may vary in the pattern there. And then when this is like half dry and you can feel it warming up, just take this product and add it to the corner of the eye, and then you can also just make sure that the product is distributed, you know, properly all over the eye. So I can now feel that that eye is near enough dry, so I'm going to add the product to the other eye now. I absolutely love these. I never ever have used that kind of product before, a liquid eyeshadow, but these have really changed my mind about using them because they are so easy. And the reason why I went for those is because I had actually tested it out, like I say, a week before, and it lasted all day. It worked so well on my eye, and it looked as good when I went to bed as, you know, when I put the product on. So I knew it was going to be, you know, good. So I then added a little bit more, just a little bit, because what I want is, I don't want this to be the final look, but I want the intensity of the shadow underneath, what I'm going to show you next. Then I'm just going to add a little bit more on this eye. Now obviously you could keep this like this if you wanted to. To be honest, I find two dark shades on the lid really do look too intense, and really they make my eyes look very small. And not only that, I just find that two dark shades on me tend to make me look a little, well, they make me look a bit older than what I am. So I don't really like that look. So what I'm going to do is I added this. Now this also is another NYX Lingerie lid, and this one is in the shade Sweet Cloud. So it looks like this, and this combination is fantastic. So it's like a cream gold shade, and all you do is you just pop it over the top. You don't have to be too precise with it. You can see I haven't totally covered the burgundy shade underneath, so I'm just going to give that a couple of seconds just to dry down a little bit. And then with the same brush, you can now feel that it's drying, it gets warmer. So I'm just going to use the same brush and then distribute that shade over the top of the burgundy. Just be very careful. Obviously you don't want it to go too high. When I first applied this a couple of weeks ago, I did make a mistake, but this product is so good because you can then, like I took it too high in the crease. I opened my eye when it was drying and it went too high, but I just got another eyeshadow brush and just blended it in, and it worked okay. So you know, you can amend any issues. So I'm going to just do the same on this eye. So just roughly pop it on there, wait for it to dry down a little bit, and then get the brush and then start working it in. Like I say, I was wearing cream, a gorgeous cream blouse. I absolutely loved it, and it was stunning. The only problem was it had amazing sleeves as well. They were really, really wide, but they also had ties on those sleeves, and unfortunately those ties, because of the material, they kept coming undone, and by the end of the day I'd really had quite enough of those sleeves. But it did look a really, really nice shirt. Now I've just mixed the two shades that I originally used in the Morphe palette, so that one and that one, more of that one than that darker one or deeper shade. So I've just added those onto the tip, and what I'm going to, of the tip of this brush, and I'm just going to go over the crease just to make sure that everything is blended. We don't want any harsh lines, and that is that. Then I've got let's just have a look. What have I got? I've got another brush here. Oh, this one. This one is a Tarte brush. It was free with a Tarte palette that I purchased from QVC. Obviously, you can use any. It's a thin brush, but it's not as thin as these ones from Wilko. I want something that's in between being thin and fluffy, because I'm now going to go under the eye, and to do that I'm just using this shade here to start with, and then I'll see. I think that's the only shade I did actually use on the day. Actually no, I think I deepened it up here a little bit, so I'm just going to add this shade. So I'm just taking that along the bottom, underneath the eye, and just connecting that to the V on the outer corner here. Then I'm just doing the other side. And this is going to be quite a long video, and I apologise, but I'm just being extra careful. So that's that one. Then I'm going into the deeper shade beside it, that one there, just to add a little bit of definition on the outer, and then blend that in like that, and do that with the other eye as well. So just pop that on the outside and then work it in, because I tend to find if it's too dark underneath the eye as well, again, it tends to, you know, make me look a little bit older. You don't want too, well, me personally, I don't want it too dark. So that is the eyeshadows done. And then I've just got the mascara to go with the eye, and this was a test for this mascara. It is the Sleek, I think it's called Full Fat mascara. It's about £6, something like that, off the Boots website. I absolutely love this. The brush looks like that. I think it's going to be a favourite of mine, and I will be repurchasing. And then just add that. I love it. It coats every lash. I don't wear false eyelashes, and this really does work very well. There. Now I never, sometimes I do coat my eyelashes at the bottom, but to be honest, I hardly ever do that, because again, it gives me that darkness that I want to keep my eyes, you know, quite, even though I wear makeup, I want to keep that lightness, I suppose. I don't want it too dark because again that does seem to age me a little bit, and I don't, obviously I want to look my age or youthful or whatever we're trying to achieve. Now the lipstick that I wore, I'll show you the lip liner first of all. It is the NYX Lip Liner, very, very inexpensive. I think this was around £3.60, something like that, around about that price point. And this is in the shade, I think it's Natural. Yep, Natural. It is my favourite lip liner. I love this. So I'm just going to add that to the outline of my lips. And I always just fill in the corner. Love that, absolutely love that. That's my favourite lip liner. And then I used as a lip colour the NYX Lingerie liquid lipstick in the shade Lace Detail. This is so flattering. Like I say, well, I've said this before. These are new to me, and I thought I would never be able to use these light shades, but because of that lip liner, and obviously I wanted a light, excuse me, a lighter shade because of the heaviness of the eye. This worked so well. So I'm just going to pop this on. So that is absolutely stunning, that liquid lipstick. I love that. I'll just take my, oh yeah, nothing in that side. Now obviously on the day of the wedding I had my hair up. I'm not going to put that up today. This is how I want my hair today, but obviously I wanted to share with you my makeup look. So this is the completed look. This is exactly what I wore for the wedding, and like I say, do take a look at my pictures on Instagram, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Like I say, I certainly enjoyed the day, and it was a little bit tearful, but it was fantastic, and it's certainly a day that I will never ever forget. So I hope you enjoyed that. Like I say, do put a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't already done so to watch further tutorials and videos. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you. Bye.